Paul Newman was one of Hollywood's biggest stars. He was known for his good looks, strong acting, and his kindness outside of movies. He gave millions to charity and stayed away from drama. But even the most liked actors can have problems on set. In today's video, we'll look at 6 actors Paul Newman had trouble working with. This doesn't mean they were enemies or that they hated each other. It just means they didn't always see eye to eye. They had different ways of working, different styles of acting, and sometimes big personalities that clashed. From Robert Redford to Tom Cruise and more, we'll break down what really happened. These are stories of creative tension, not big fights. So sit back as we explore the 6 actors Paul Newman didn't get along with during his long and successful career. 1. Robert Redford. Robert Redford and Paul Newman made 2 great movies together, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and The Sting. On screen, they looked like the perfect team. But behind the scenes, things weren't always smooth. Newman was a fast worker. He learned his lines, showed up on time, and didn't like to do too many takes. Redford was younger and took his time. He liked to go over scenes again and again to make them just right. During Butch Cassidy, Redford wanted to do more practice on a train scene. Newman was tired and said, "We're not making a documentary." That moment showed their different working styles. Newman didn't like wasting time, and Redford wanted everything perfect. Even though they had these small issues, they still respected each other. Redford later said he learned a lot from Newman. And Newman said he enjoyed working with Redford once they understood each other better. Their differences didn't ruin their friendship. 2. Tom Cruise. In 1986, Paul Newman starred in The Color of Money with Tom Cruise. This movie was a big deal because Newman was coming back as Fast Eddie, a character he first played in the 1960s. Cruise was the new star at the time, and people were excited to see them together. But on set, they had different ways of doing things. Cruise liked to prepare everything. He came to set early, practiced his lines, and wanted to get every little detail right. Newman didn't work like that. He liked to act with feeling, not with too much planning. He didn't like to rehearse too much. He wanted to get into the scene and trust his gut. There was one scene in a pool hall where Cruise practiced a lot. Newman joked, "You sure you don't want to flip a coin for it?" Meaning Cruise was overthinking it. Cruise also said that Newman would sometimes change lines in the middle of a take. That threw Cruise off. He wasn't used to it. Even though they had these problems, the movie turned out great. Newman won an Oscar, and Cruise's career continued to grow. Later, Cruise said he learned a lot from working with Newman. And Newman, in his way, showed respect for Cruise's hard work, even if he thought Cruise needed to relax a lit. 3. Kevin Costner. In 1985, Paul Newman starred in a thriller called The Mean Season. Kevin Costner played a young cop in the movie. It was one of Costner's early roles, and he wanted to do a great job. But like others on this list, Costner's style didn't match Newman's. Costner liked to prepare a lot. He liked to know the character deeply and practice scenes many times. Newman wasn't like that. He believed in keeping things fresh. He thought too much rehearsal made scenes feel fake. There was one moment when Costner wanted to try a scene again. Newman, already happy with it, said, "Want me to sell popcorn too?" He meant it as a joke, but it didn't sit well with Costner. The director noticed that they worked very differently. Newman would say, "Let's shoot it and go." Costner would say, "Let's slow down and explore this part." They didn't argue in public, but the tension was clear on set.